The Mars Face Cover-Up, Cydonia region. On July 25, 1976, as NASA's Viking 1 orbiter passed over the Martian surface, it captured an image that would ignite decades of controversy and speculation. In the Cydonia region of Mars, nestled among barren craters and rocky plains, was a structure that appeared strikingly familiar. A colossal, face-like formation staring back at the spacecraft. The image, released to the public a few days later, sent shockwaves through the scientific community and fueled speculation that Mars might have once harbored intelligent life. But while the world marveled at the so-called face on Mars, NASA quietly began a campaign to downplay the discovery and bury the truth, a cover-up that may still be ongoing to this day. The face on Mars was approximately 1.5 miles long and 1 mile wide, with strikingly symmetrical features. A defined brow ridge, eyes, nose, and mouth. Its appearance was so eerily human-like that many were convinced it was an artificial structure, possibly the remnants of an ancient civilization that had once thrived on Mars. But while the public marveled at the discovery, NASA was quick to dismiss the image as a trick of light and shadow, attributing the face-like appearance to natural geological formations and the play of sunlight on the Martian terrain. However, independent researchers and conspiracy theorists were not convinced. As they scrutinized the image, they noticed unnatural symmetry and geometric alignments that seemed far too precise to be the result of random geological processes. Even more unsettling was the fact that the face was not an isolated anomaly. Surrounding it in the Cydonia region were several other unusual formations, including pyramid-like structures and what appeared to be a network of interconnected ruins. These formations, when analyzed, appeared to follow geometric patterns and alignments that hinted at intelligent design, a tantalizing suggestion that Mars had once been home to a highly advanced civilization. But just as excitement about the face on Mars began to build, NASA initiated a campaign of disinformation aimed at discrediting the idea that the structure was artificial. In 1998, NASA's Mars Global Surveyor was tasked with capturing high-resolution images of the Cydonia region to put the controversy to rest. But when the new images were released, they showed a much less defined and less symmetrical formation, a feature that looked far more like a natural hill than a face. NASA declared that the face on Mars was nothing more than a case of pareidolia, the psychological phenomenon where the human brain interprets random patterns as familiar shapes. However, skeptics argue that NASA's explanation was far too convenient. They claim that the new images were digitally manipulated to obscure the true nature of the face on Mars. Some researchers allege that the original high-resolution images were altered or replaced before being released to the public, ensuring that the face would appear as nothing more than a natural formation. Was NASA deliberately attempting to conceal the evidence of an ancient Martian civilization? And if so, why? Further adding to the mystery is the discrepancy in image resolutions. Critics point out that despite advancements in imaging technology, the images of the Cydonia region provided by later missions like Mars Global Surveyor and Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter were curiously of lower resolution than expected. Was this an intentional move to obscure details that might reveal the truth? Or was NASA under pressure from higher authorities to suppress evidence that could rewrite human history? The most compelling theory suggests that the face on Mars is not just an isolated artifact, but part of a vast network of ancient ruins scattered across the Martian surface. Proponents of this theory argue that Cydonia may have once been a thriving city, with pyramidal structures, geometric pathways, and a complex grid that hints at advanced engineering. If true, this would mean that Mars was not always a barren wasteland, but a planet that once harbored intelligent life, and that those civilizations may have left behind evidence of their existence. Even more unsettling is the possibility that the face on Mars was deliberately constructed as a message, a beacon, or perhaps a monument left behind by an ancient race as a warning or a signal for future explorers. Was it meant to be a cosmic invitation? A symbol that we are not alone in the universe? Or was it a reminder of a cataclysmic event that wiped out life on Mars, leaving behind only silent relics of a forgotten civilization? As humanity inches closer to sending manned missions to Mars, the unanswered questions surrounding the face on Mars loom larger than ever. Will future astronauts uncover evidence that corroborates the theory of an ancient Martian civilization? Or will they be met with more cover-ups and misdirection designed to keep the truth hidden from the public? Despite NASA's efforts to dismiss the face on Mars as a mere illusion, the questions surrounding Cydonia refuse to go away. The truth, whatever it may be, remains locked beneath the Martian surface, waiting for those bold enough to uncover it. And as the world prepares to take its first steps on the red planet, the possibility that Mars may hold the key to humanity's greatest mystery is becoming harder and harder to ignore. What lies beneath the sands of Cydonia? And why have those in power gone to such lengths to ensure that the world never finds out? The answers may be closer than we think, but they are buried, just like the secrets of the face on Mars.